Hey guys, it's Daniel at Vernon Middle School again. Today I'm going to walk you through running the Standards Overview and Standards Analysis reports in Atlas. If this video moves too quickly for you, don't forget you can always pause, rewind, and review as needed. Let's get started. The first report we're going to look at is the Standards Overview report, which is a great way for you to view the standards across different grade levels. The priority standards you marked also show up, so it's a great way to see that alignment at a glance as well. To run this report, hover over the Reports tab at the top of the page and select Standards Overview from the drop-down. Once this page loads, your first option will be to select the subject area you're looking to run the report on. This report is especially good for comparing standards between grades and classes, so the next step is to select which grades you want to see in the report. You can select up to 6, so you should be able to get a good overview of how the standards line up, or don't line up, between grades. As you can see, the progression of literacy and English standards is pretty easy to follow through this report. You can simply follow them across the screen through each grade level because of the way that they're set up. As we get a little lower, you can also see how the selected priority standards align across the grade spans you've selected as well by looking for the indicator next to each standard. This is a quick and easy way for you to see the alignment of priority standards throughout a grade span. Although those standards line up differently in other subjects, this report is still useful for a view of how standards line up between different grades and courses. If you were looking for a specific type of standard between these different classes, you could view a report like this. For example, to see the progression of geometry-related skills up through middle school and then into the geometry course itself. The second report I'd like to review real quickly is the Standards Analysis report. Getting priority standards marked in Atlas is important, of course, but as our curriculum database, we should have all of the standards tied to a unit in an appropriate class. For many of us, this is still a work in progress, so the Standards Analysis tool is a great place to start when you're looking to find gaps in coverage. Again, you'll want to hover over the Reports tab to bring up the various reports. This time, select Standards Analysis from the drop-down. Now, this report will immediately start showing you data on the right side of the page, but you can also use the drop-down menus on the left to specify what you're looking for. As with our other reports, you'll probably select a subject and grade level to begin with. But you can see here that this report has many options for filtering your results. In addition to attaching standards to the units within a course, you can also attach a standard or standards to an assessment, so there are options to filter by those results as well. Once you've selected the criteria to pull up the content you're looking for, click Submit at the bottom of the search options. Once the next page loads, you can see how many of the standards for that particular course have been assigned to units within the course, and how many of those standards are assessed within the course as well. These numbers will likely be different. You probably won't have an assessment for every standard within a course, although you should have assessments for all of your priority standards. But eventually, the targeted standards should be at 100%. One helpful thing to note in this view is that you can click on either portion of the bar graph to view the standards associated with that value. Clicking on the empty portion of the bar returns the standards that have not been targeted or assessed, and clicking on the full portion of the bar returns the standards that are targeted by being attached to a unit or an assessment. As you can see from the results, you can dive deeper into this overview by clicking the plus sign, which breaks the total, targeted, and available standards down into specific categories based on the standards for that particular course. Obviously, this shows you where you've missed tying standards to units in the course, but it's also a great way to see if your assessments are evenly distributed between the domains within your content. For more details, you'll be able to click on each number, which will show which standards you've targeted or have available. You can also use this report in conjunction with the Standards Overview report to get a really clear picture of any gaps in the curriculum map. Although we typically define our searches using specific criteria, it's worth noting that this report is also very useful to compare standards between different classes using fewer search criteria. For example, you could run the analysis on all courses within a specific grade, regardless of content, or vice versa. Those are just two of the many reports you can run with Atlas, and this is sort of a brief look at them. Spend some time digging through your results and see what else you can discover. If you have questions or need more explanation, ask the School Improvement Coordinator in your building. You can also check out the training videos built right into Atlas in the Support tab at the top. Thanks for watching!